Pay
close
attention.
Really close attention.
because everything you're going to see on today's show
are the answers you're going to need for our next show.
Are you ready?
Are you set?
Because here we go. It's Scout Saturday Live.
It's Scout Saturday Live with Taylor Bell, Nathaniel Cox, Jai Dooley, Charlotte Green, Cameron Irvine, Miranda Janae, Bailey Vincent, and Sam Yamashita. And now, it's Scout Saturday Live.
Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great weekend so far. I'm Miranda Janae and I'm one of your 8 Scout Saturday Live hosts joining you on this beautiful Saturday in November.
It's hard to believe that it's already November. This has been a very strange year that's flown by pretty quickly. Wow. It seems like yesterday that we broadcast our first show back in March.
As we might have explained during our past episodes, all of our ideas for Scout Saturday Live come from viewers like you, as well as some ideas that we come up with ourselves.
When we were thinking about what we might do for today's show, we realized something interesting.
All of the projects and activities that we have done so far on this show are great to do by yourself or with your family, but we have yet to do one that you can do with a whole group.
Yeah, we know that a lot of Scout units aren't meeting in person right now. They're meeting virtually, like over Zoom calls.
For our next show, we're going to show y'all something you can do with a group, like your pack, patrol, din, crew, ship, or troop.
We're not going to tell you exactly what we're doing, but I can tell you that it's a game. So, start spreading the word. Tell all your scouting friends, and heck, tell everyone you know. Scout Saturday Live will introduce a new game on December 5th, and we'll teach you how to recreate it with your entire scouting unit.
Oh, and another thing. Today's show has the answers to our game questions. So, like we said, pay very close attention, because we may have already revealed an answer to a question that you will be hearing in our game on the next show.
For today's show, we're going to show you some of our favorite things we've done on the show. Each host, as well as 2 of our Scout staff members, are going to tell you what they've enjoyed most on the show. And since I'm here now, I'll start things off. Back in episode 3, we had our first international guest scouts on the show. Ben and Sophie Curry from the United Kingdom taught us how to tie a knot. Have a look.
Hello from Great Britain.
Hi, I'm Ben from the 1st Fair Oak 8th Eastleigh Scout Unit.
I'm Sophie and I'm a young leader at the 14th Eastleigh Cub Pack, and I'm also a member of the 14th Eastleigh Scout and Guide Band, the Spitfires. One of the things you can do whilst you're at home is to practice your knots. Today, Ben's going to show you how to do a bowline knot. So you begin with the rope wrapped around your body, and in your right hand you'll have the bunny, and in your left hand you'll have the tree. So cross your right hand over your left hand, bring it round and make a loop with the bunny coming up through the burrow. Then the bunny goes round the tree and back down through the burrow. Pull tight and that's your bowline knot.
And as an extra challenge, why not try doing it one-handed?
To do it one-handed, it's essential that you have about an 8 to 10 inch tail on the end, otherwise it becomes very difficult. So it's the same principle. Cross it over. This time you create the loop with one hand, and then the bunny goes round the tree and back through the hole. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and goodbye from Great Britain.
My favorite episode was Scout Saturday Live episode 6, when we met Andrea from Hong Kong and she showed us a really cool craft.
大家好，我係嚟自香港229旅嘅許欣活。今日我就會教大家點樣接呢一啲紙蝴蝶。咁我哋開始啦。首先你就會要一張正方形嘅顏色紙，而我哋第一步呢，就係將佢打橫咁樣對接。然後再打直對接，跟住就再角對角咁對接。 咁而家咧，你張紙就會有一個米字，跟住而家就去到最難嗰一步啦，就係呢一個接痕嘅位，我哋將佢咧接入去，但係咧就留翻上面呢一個尖，咁你就見到佢咁樣凹咗入去嘅。呢一邊咧都係做同樣嘅嘢，咁你而家就會得到一個三角形，而入邊咧就會好似係咁樣嘅。跟住就將三角形個尖對住自己，然後將其中一邊嘅上面嗰塊咧接落嚟，喺中間嗰個位接落嚟，但係就唔好完全對住中間，就留翻少少位，咁樣接咗落嚟，然後咧喺另一邊做同樣嘅嘢，越對稱越好嘅。好啦，咁跟住咧，我哋就會將大個三角形嘅呢個尖咧，將佢拉去後面，然後再將佢接上嚟。咁我將呢個反轉俾你哋睇啦。當你接上嚟嘅時候咧，你會見到呢兩個三角形咧係會翹起咗嘅。當呢個發生嘅時候咧，就可以將呢個大嘅三角形接落去，就係咁啦。跟住再反翻嘅時候咧，就將呢個上面細嘅三角形接落去。咁而家上面咧就形成咗一條線。咁最後一個步驟就係將呢一個對接。咁對接嘅方法咧就係喺呢個三角形嗰一邊啦，接入去。咁就接咗一個紙蝴蝶出嚟啦。咁多謝睇呢一個影片，亦都係多謝俾我教你哋點樣接呢個紙蝴蝶。希望你哋有一個好嘅一日。
I really like hearing all the unit shoutouts for each show. So far, over the last 15 episodes, we've included 497 different scouting units in our shoutouts. And here's 3 more. Hello, Troop 4112G in Orange County, California, and Crew 774, also in Orange County. And now, our 500th shoutout goes to Pack 301 in Anna, Ohio. Thank you guys for watching our show. It really means the world to us.
My favorite part of Scout Saturday Live. That's a tough one. There's a lot to choose from. I've narrowed it down to 2. The first one was episode 5, our Memorial Day special, when I got to visit the USS Iowa with Miranda and film in the sleeping quarters. I got to see where all the sailors slept, although it was a little painful. Ow. But my all-time favorite Scout Saturday Live episode was number 9, our Globe Runner episode.
Hey everybody, I'm not usually in front of the camera, but I'm super glad to be here today. My name is Kyle Wrigley, and I'm the editor for Scout Saturday Live. I see a lot of behind the scenes on the show, whether it be the segments or the hosts, and I've got to say my favorite segment has to be Jacob on the Farm. This is partly due to the fact that my grandparents used to own a ranch in Texas, and I find stuff like that super interesting.
Hi guys, it's Jacob Thorson here. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here at the farm. The beans are ready to harvest, and it's my job to drive this tractor and grain cart. So let's hop in and go to the farm. Here we have the controls for the tractor, and they control how fast it moves, the PTO is turned on or off, if the auger is up or down, or if the gates that make the beans stop going to the auger is on or off, and it also controls the gears and the hydraulics. And that is the corner post, which tells you the rotations per minute on the engine, the gear, and the gear that you're in, and whether you're in forward, reverse, neutral, or park. And then the bottom is your speed. And then those two are the brakes, and that one's the clutch. And that's a steering wheel. When I first learned to drive this tractor, I was 7. And it's pretty common for children about 7 to start driving tractors when your family lives on a farm. Mostly because you can help your mom and dad so you can get stuff done faster. And then you'll have more time to play. Trying to get to work. It's done for today, and we combined about 75 acres of beans, and they can be used in a wide range of products such as oil to crayons. We'll see you guys at the farm on Scout Saturday Live. Bye!
Let's pause for a moment to remind you that we want to know about your great ideas for the show. So get your parents' permission and send us an email. Tell us about your awesome idea for a project, a game, a science experiment, or whatever. Send us an email at ScoutSaturdayLive@scouting.org. And now it's my turn. I really like seeing our special guests from episode 4. Most of our guest hosts come from far away. For instance, Mia from South Africa in our last episode. She was 10,000 miles away. But our guest host from episode 4 was only 200 miles away.
I'm U.S. Army Colonel NASA astronaut and assistant scoutmaster in Troop 452 in Friendswood, Texas, coming to you from the International Space Station, where I've lived and worked for the past 9 months conducting science experiments, maintenance, cargo operations, and spacewalks. Just like scouts committed to serving their communities, through our service off the Earth, we hope to make a better Earth. And the challenges our planet faces now and in the future will need scouts like you, committed to scout values and selfless service. Be prepared. Do a good turn daily. I'm proud of each and every one of you. And now, it's Scout Saturday Live.
I think my favorite thing I like to see on the show are all the different and amazing places our guests show us. Like, one place I've always wanted to visit was Mount Rushmore. Well, Nadia, Grace, Amina, and Thomas did exactly that on episode 8.
Hi guys, we hope you're having a great Independence Day holiday and a great weekend so far. I'm Grace Belcher.
And I'm Nadia Belcher. And I'm Amina Belcher.
Nadia and I are from Troop 72G.
And I'm in Pack 33. We are from Rapid City, South Dakota.
And I'm Thomas Harr from Boy Scout Troop 72. Today we're in the Black Hills at Mount Rushmore. This world-famous monument is known as the Shrine of Democracy and features 4 outstanding U.S. presidents.
That's right, Thomas. Presidents George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln.
Hey, do you guys know how tall each president's head is? 1,000 feet high!
No, silly. They're probably 50 feet high.
Nope, they're 60 feet high, about the size of a 6-story building.
Each president was selected to represent an important piece of U.S. history. George Washington, as the first U.S. president, is considered to be the founding father of American democracy. His figure on the mountain is the most prominent and represents the birth of the United States.
President Thomas Jefferson was the primary author of the Declaration of Independence, a document which inspires democracies around the world. Because of this, Jefferson was included on the Mount Rushmore Monument to represent the growth of the United States.
Next is President Theodore Roosevelt, who provided leadership in the growth of industry and the American economy. He represents the development of the United States.
And finally, there's President Abraham Lincoln, who held the nation together during one of its greatest trials, the Civil War. Lincoln believed his most sacred duty was the upholding of the country. It was his firm belief that slavery must be abolished. President Lincoln was included on Mount Rushmore to represent the preservation of the United States.
It took 14 years and 400 workers to make Mount Rushmore. They began in 1927 and completed the monument in 1941.
Where did the rest of the mountain go? What do you mean? Where did they put all the parts of the rocks that they took off to make the presidents?
Great question, Amina. When they made the monument, they chiseled and blasted away over 450,000 tons of rock. Most of that is still at the base of the monument.
I've always wondered if Mount Rushmore is going to last forever. The men and women who work for the National Park Service work hard to make sure that the monument will last for generations to come. They have a trained team of mountain climbers to seal rocks and clean the monument throughout the year. It's such an awesome sight to see, and it's no wonder why over 2 million visitors travel each year to come see the monument. Have a great 4th of July weekend and enjoy your Scout Saturday Live show.
That's it for us! We hope you enjoyed seeing Mount Rushmore today.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye!
This may sound a little weird, but it's super cool creating something out of random stuff you find laying around your house. Just like Nathaniel did in episode 1 making his Rube Goldberg machine.
This is my Rube Goldberg machine. It took a little while to build, but I'm really glad with how it came out. Now, let's see. You want me to show you how it works? So, it starts with a ball. I'm going to throw said ball across this plank. It's going to be guided by these chopsticks, and it's going to get funneled to hit these wood blocks. Now the whole thing is suspended is on top of 3 cardboard boxes and 2 crates. Now, when it hits the wooden dominoes, the wooden blocks, they'll act as dominoes, propelling going forward and transferring energy to each other until it hits this chopstick on the bottom. When it hits this chopstick, it'll go forward on the bottom, which means that it'll go backwards or this way on the top, hitting these dominoes, real dominoes. Now, these dominoes will topple against each other, blip, blop, blip, and then they'll hit this wood block. Now, it'll keep going until it hits this water cup. the water cup should tip over, spill out its water, and then get funneled with the funnel into this tube. This tube made of PVC pipe and pool noodle. Now, the tube will get the water all the way to its final destination, my plant. Now, all of this stuff can be found with our scavenger hunt. So if you did pretty good on the scavenger hunt, you could build this. Now, you don't have to build exactly this. The cool thing with Rube Goldberg machines is that you can be creative, and most importantly, have fun. Now, let's get to the fun part. Oh well. The chopstick has been giving me trouble, so let's try this again. This is the one. Wasn't that amazing? Oh, that was awesome. With these kinds of things, not only are they fun to watch, they're also fun to build too. Anyways, that was my Rube Goldberg machine.
Hi everyone, I'm Josh Rudner and I am the Scout Advisor for the show. My job is to help coordinate the projects you see and even come up with some ideas for the show. My all-time favorite part of Scout Saturday Live was the orchestra with all the Scouts on the 4th of July, Episode 8.
I promise I didn't pick this one because it's my project, but it just happens that I really love doing this one. It's the wooden candy machine that I built in episode 10. Most people like candy, right? You could just grab a handful out of the bag, but there has to be a more fun way, right? Well, today I'm going to show you how to make this wood and mason jar candy machine. Now let's travel back in time and I'll show you how I made it. So for this project, we're going to need pieces of wood cut out of something called a 2x6, which is really 1.5 by 5.5. I know, confusing. But out of that board, you're going to want 2 of these, which are squares that are 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. This one, which is 1 3/4 by 5.5, and again 1.5 tall. And you're going to need 2 of those. And then this is for the slider, which is 1 7/8 by 11 inches, and of course 1.5 inches tall. And here's the other square. In addition to the pieces of wood you're going to need a dowel. This is a 1/2 inch diameter dowel, and we're going to cut it into smaller pieces. And you're going to need a glass jar and its ring. And of course, you're going to need candy. We've got Skittles, hashtag not sponsored. To put all these together, you are going to need these, which are wood screws. These are 2.5 inches long, and some finishing nails, or roofing nails. In terms of some other tools we're going to use power drill, this hand sander or sandpaper, and if you do need to cut the wood, then you'll need something like this saw or this hand saw. Now remember, online you can find the scouting safety guide for what age scout is appropriate to use what kind of tool. If you do not have a handsaw like this, but you do have power saw or something else, please make sure to have an adult do it for you. Regardless of how old you are, it's always good to have adult supervision. Also, safety first with the glasses, and if you have a very loud piece of equipment, you're going to need sound protection also. We're going to glue the side pieces onto the bottom piece. We're just going to place these down right on the edge. So while that's drying, we're going to work on the top piece. We're going to lightly draw an X from corner to corner. Here is where we're going to use our 7/8 inch spade bit to drill a hole right to the center, and that's going to go straight through that piece of wood. Okay, so there we have a hole in the top piece. Great. We have our 6 X's where we're going to put 6 screws, kind of like you would see on a duck. Now we're going to glue the top onto the side pieces, and then we're going to screw them in. So, let's take our glue, put it in a little cup this time to make it a bit easier. And lastly, our screwdriving bit for the screws. And remember, there are 6 on the top and 6 on the bottom, so you will need a total of 12. We're now going to measure the dowel and cut it to the correct length. I'm going to cut that one. Now, since things moved around quite a bit in building this, let's make sure our slider still fits. And it looks like it doesn't. So, that means it's sanding time. Wow, that sanding did take quite a long time, but here we are. The slider moves pretty well inside the box. The next step we're going to take is we're going to push this in as far as it goes. So for me, almost to the 4-inch peg. We're going to go here, make sure we line it up, and we're going to draw a circle inside the hole with the pencil. Then, when you pull out with the 4-inch peg to here, and you see where we're going to stop, this is the hole that the candy is going to fall into. So you can either make it a little basin so that you can pull the candy out of there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill it all the way through so that you can put your hand under it, or maybe put a little bowl there. Now we're going to attach the jar ring to the top of the box. Now you see that I did some little pilot holes. This, you can use a little drill bit, or I just banged the nails right through there. But first we're going to have at it with some glue. We're nearly done here. One of the last steps is going to be to put this smaller dowel into this hole on the other end. Do make sure that you put the slider in before you do that, because otherwise you won't be able to put it in. Now once that dries, we're pretty much ready to test it out. Let's see if we can fill the little cup with Skittles. Come on. Put it back here. Hey! There we go. And that's the wooden candy dispenser.
I get the last pick of the day, but mine is a little bit different. It's not a project or an activity, although those were so very fun. It's not a beautiful faraway place or even a game. even though those were super memorable. My favorite part about Scout Saturday Live is when we get to hear from you guys, our great viewers, and we get to read all of your fan mail. But there's one particular letter we received that meant so much to all of us here. And hearing from this scout was important because we can all relate to what the letter was about. So my pick is from episode 7, when Nathaniel read the letter.
It's time for one of my favorite parts of the show. We really love hearing from you guys. And we read every email, and some of them are read on the show. Like this one. Thanks, Fuzzy. This letter is from Alex, in Troop 1155. Now, before I read Alex's letter, I wanted to tell you that we would normally read 2 or 3 letters. But after we read Alex's letter, we felt that it is so important that we wanted to give this the attention it deserves. All of us can relate to Alex, and I'll bet that many of you might feel the same way. We also wanted to tell you that we contacted Alex to make sure that it's okay for us to read this on today's show. And we're so happy that he agreed to let us read it. So, here it goes. To all the hosts at Scout Saturday Live, my name is Alex, and I am a tenderfoot in Troop 1155. The last few months has been really hard because I had to go to school at home and was only able to do scouting on Zoom video calls. I know there are lots of other scouts who haven't been able to be with their friends, or celebrate their birthday in a normal way, or even go camping. And it makes me really sad and scared. But I wanted to say thank you for everything you're doing on Scout Saturday Live, because it makes me happy to run around the house for your scavenger hunts and doing all the projects you guys do. Thank you. Alex, first of all, thank you so much for your heartfelt note. I know I speak on behalf of Miranda, Sam, Bailey, Cameron, Taylor, and Charlotte when I tell you that we understand what you're going through. It's been a really strange time these last few months, for all of us. Some days are difficult, and some are easier. But what gives us comfort is that there are tens of thousands of scouts all over the world that are experiencing exactly the same thing as you. You're not alone, and we appreciate your honesty. Alex, it took a lot of trust to send us this email, but more importantly, it is your bravery that we admire. Scouts are loyal to one another, and everyone watching should know that if you're feeling down, that it helps to talk about it. Talk with your family, your friends, teachers, or even us. We are all so honored to bring some fun into your homes and your lives. I hope you are paying attention during today's show. I know that this episode was one big trip down memory lane in prep for the next episode, but I hope you enjoyed it either way. And hey, if you really want to prepare for our next game on the next episode, you can always go to our website, where you'll find information about today's show and all our past episodes, our advancement trackers, and much more. Visit bsa-la.org/SSL.
Thank you so much to Eventteen for generously supporting our program. Eventteen is an online service that helps Scout units organize and run campouts, field trips, Eagle projects, and fundraisers. For more information, check out their website at eventteen.com.
Have you been doing any of the projects we feature on our show? Send us a photo of your project, and we'll send you a Scout Saturday Live patch. All you have to do is email us with your parents' permission to scoutsaturdaylive@scouting.org.
If you'd like to learn more about scouting or know someone who may want to join in all of this fun, be sure to visit beascout.org to find a scouting unit near you. The big game is on our next show. Make sure your entire scouting unit is watching because you will have the ability to work as a team to play the game and also learn how you can create a game of your own. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Remember, be safe and don't forget to wash your hands with soap and water. motorcycle to go by. I'm trying to film for Scout Saturday Live.
This episode was one big trip. I'm tripping on my words.
Oh, it's way too bright.
You don't say.